Still locked out of the transition, Joe Biden has been holding video conference calls this week, trying to get up to speed on his own on numerous issues. Now, yesterday, he spoke with governors and had this to say about President Trump.
He will go down in history as being one of the most irresponsible presidents in American history.
Now, some Republicans are urging the president to at least grant Biden access to briefings, but many are staying silent as Trump's legal team continues to launch challenges in several battleground states. And we bring in political insider Armstrong Williams right now. So, Armstrong, Georgia just wrapped up its recount last night, and that state went to Joe Biden, even though President Trump did pick up about 1,400 votes. And in Wisconsin, Biden is leading by some 20,000 votes. So, is the Trump team now running out of time and options?
Well, it's really not about the Trump team. It's about the president. Whatever is happening here reflects the president and the fact that he feels that there's some pathway to victory. And even I don't believe that's what the president is thinking. I think it's all about the president's base. It's about the GOP base because they did well in the down ballots, and you still have the Georgia races left to be decided, which will tilt the balance in the Senate, either with the Republicans or tied with the Democrats. And I think with that in mind, the Republicans are hedging their bets that they're going to wait until December 14th when the Electoral College certifies this election and make it official. I think it's already obvious that the president understands that come January 20 of 2021, that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will be sworn in as president and vice president. And obviously, this is a very depressive time for the president. It's obvious he's playing it out on the international stage, and there's nothing anybody can do about the president's behavior. They have to react to his whim. It was encouraging to see Dr. Foss and others finally have a coronavirus task force press conference yesterday to update the American people. And so we have no idea how this is going to play out because no one has ever seen anything like this before. But obviously, the president is in denial, and Giuliani is having his press conferences, and people are making him believe that he still has a chance in these different precincts. And as you just stated, clearly Georgia was not in the win column for him, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Nevada, and Arizona. And there's no pathway for the president to return to the White House.
So we understand the president's feeling not good about having lost the election. Nobody wants to lose. But Joe Biden is calling this stalling on conceding the race and on starting the transition. He's calling it embarrassing and irresponsible. Is he right about that?
The president is consistent, Melanie. I don't think anybody's surprised. The president indicated what would happen, and people did not take him seriously if he did not win the election. He'd already set up the dynamics that he felt it was going to be stolen. He was going to be cheated. But, you know, the time is now for the leaders of the party, like Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and other Senate stalwarts, where the real power is now to privately have conversations with the president, have them come to the reality of the importance of sharing these state documents with the president-elect, helping him with the transition, even though you don't feel it's a legitimate victory. The bottom line is it's not going to change anything. And I think that day will come, and I think it will come sooner than you can imagine, as early as following Thanksgiving.
All right. Well, I want to ask you also about the coronavirus, and we're getting new guidance today from the CDC. This virus is just raging out of control. They're now saying Americans should stay home and cancel their Thanksgiving plans and not travel at all for the holiday. That includes college students coming home. So, you know, through all of this, this is a critical time for this virus. Why this deafening silence we're hearing from the White House?
Well, listen, I don't think you should put all the blame on the White House. I think everybody has a role that can be played here, and especially with everyday people. I just think people have concluded that this virus is deadly, that there are people who were with them a year ago at Thanksgiving. There would be empty seats at the table. I think they've understood that there are those that have gone through this sickness, and many of them have recovered. And I think Americans are finding a new courage and a new strength to deal with this virus. And I don't think one of the things they're going to do is have Thanksgiving virtually. They're not going to be separated from their families, while others will, many Americans won't. They're just not going to give in to the fear. They understand the consequences. And I'm one of those Americans. I'm not going to not have Thanksgiving. I'm going to have Thanksgiving at my table. Many people will be around my table. We will do what is necessary to socially distance and wear masks up until the time that we're eating. But I have no thoughts of canceling my Thanksgiving dinner. We're not going to give in to this fear. We're not going to give in to this paranoia. We still have to live. This is not the first crisis that the world has faced, and Americans have not, like the rest of the world, have not shut down. Life continues to go on, and family and that connection is very important. And you cannot blame the president and anybody else for that. Those are decisions that we have to make and live with the consequences.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Armstrong Williams, always a pleasure. And you can watch the Armstrong Williams Show every Saturday morning at 10:30 here on WJLA 24/7 News.